Alright, over here at the 9 o'clock position, our Protoss player. I like to call him the Sith Lord Protoss because he often wears dark hoodies to the studio and wears them over his head, almost like Huck does. He is HongUn Prime, one game away of being eliminated from the GSL. His opponent over here, formerly known as OGSJ, maybe he had a recent breakup, now is known as OGS Lovesick. Pretty good Zerg player. He's shown himself in the past, has not been extremely impressive. He did well in foreign events, played in a lot of online tournaments, and did, he took some names, did okay. And he's quite known on the ladder. Jay is. He was known as Jay back then. He was quite known on the ladders. Oh, he's a good Zerg player. OG's picked him up, and he's been improving slowly over time. HongUn going to go for a Forge Fast expand on the low ground of dual site by the looks of things here. Pretty common to see. Dual site is a map that you have a fairly wide natural. There are two entrances, one over here behind these lines of sight blockers, and the one over here, the much more natural, wider entrance. HongUn, in this case, is going to wall his buildings kind of around his nexus to wall off, make sure no units can kind of sneak around the back. With good cannon placement, even though there's two entrances here, and even though this is fairly wide, HongUn can definitely Forge Fast expand here. I think this is a map a lot of people avoid Forge Fast expanding on, but it can be done. Really curious to see what Lovesick is going to do this time, putting 3 drones in that gas, immediately doing a speedling expand. Will he put pressure on against HongUn like he did last game? And with the success that we saw last game, if Lovesick repeats it again, HongUn could be in trouble if he does not prepare a little bit better than last time. HongUn's control in that situation was not very good. I feel like he should have just immediately re-walled with the probe he had. Pulled his sentries back, he lost way too many sentries. Allowed the speedlings to get into his main. There were a few other things he could have done in that battle that he just did not do. HongUn accidentally taking those crystals from the mineral patch. Now he can no longer harass his opponent's mining. And for those of you guys who don't know about this little trick, if you take a drone and place them here, for example, this patch and this patch are the two closest patches. Well, I suppose this one in this case is a little bit closer. If you take the drone and mine here, it makes the probe that's about to mine, he says, oh, someone's mining here, I have to go to this patch or another further away patch. Then you wait until next probe, and you stop mining. You wait until the next probe comes, mine again, and the drone and the opponent's probe has to take a longer distance. It cuts him off from mining that particular patch. It's a really cool strategy you can do. If you have a lot of actions per minute, you have, you don't want to just sit there pressing 4-1, 4-1 or whatever, switching between your overlord and your hatchery, then go ahead and try doing that. So one way you can get ahead of your opponent, one of the many ways you can do in Starcraft 2. This probe wants to go back and double check for this hatchery. Will he be able to? Find out. The overlord of Lovesick down here in the minimap, you can see, has gotten a glimpse of the Nexus. He does check that hatchery. He's going to check as I check. Is Lovesick continuing to mine gas? The answer is no. Mining just 100 gas and leaving it alone. As you can see, HongUn getting that nice wall I was talking about. This cannon cannot be attacked by Zerlings. Can hit the entire mineral line and the whole side of this Nexus. Making a second cannon just in case, because otherwise Roach is going to do some annoying stuff. Look at that. Cannon placement's so good he can even hit that Zerling. The Zerling attacks the cannon from the wrong location. Nicely done by HongUn. Making a sentry now out of that gateway. +6 hatchery getting a little bit closer. Spreading that creep. Still not mining any gas. Taking the watchtowers though. Didn't quite take this one. The Zerling did the wrong turn at the line of sight blocker. I think for some reason I just don't see that tower Lovesick was talking about. And interestingly enough, Lovesick taking a super fast third base over here at the 3 o'clock expansion. When I say super fast, I mean super fast. Not as fast as like third base before spawning pool, but pretty fast. Zerling checking over here to make sure the cannon wasn't cancelled. Also get a good glimpse. As you can see, HongUn's mining slightly affected by his building placement here. These probes having to take a little bit of an extra trip here. And I know that doesn't seem like a big deal, but actually over time when your minerals are, okay, half a second late over a period of time of, 5 minutes, you're going to just be way behind the mining compared to your opponent is mining completely optimally. So that's unfortunate, but there's nothing HongUn can really do at this point about it. Continuing that sentry production, making another photon can here just to be totally safe. And I think HongUn has kind of lost his cool here. His opponent's taking a fast third. He has not checked for that at all. He hasn't tried to send any scouts out. He hasn't tried to take the watchtowers or anything. He's just been making sentries. HongUn going to go for a Twilight Council here. We all know what that means. But, yeah, I feel like HongUn making these extra cannons is just kind of, oh, we canceled it. Smart by HongUn. I was like, I don't know. I feel like like the timing has passed for this attack to hit. There's no reason for him to have this cannon, but okay. So HongUn does cancel a cannon. 2 more gateways do finish in the main, but when I said you all know what that means, it meant that he's going to add a ton of gateways and do a Blink Stalker all in. Showing them to the Overlord. Oh, come on, HongUn. I wanted to believe so much in you today, but you made gateways in plain sight of an Overlord. Will he cancel them? The answer is no. He starts Blink immediately. And Lovesick, how many times do you guys think Lovesick has watched HongUn's games? He's got a reputation in the foreign scene and in the Korean scene for being a Blink Stalker all-inner. And, well, it is going to be a +2 Blink Stalker timing. No Robo on the way yet. We may see that Observer come into play as well to deal with a potential Burrow. But I don't think that we're going to see that. Roaches, the first few of them on the way now. Lair on the way. Lovesick having 3 bases for a long time. 52 drones. HongUn has not put any pressure on him whatsoever. He's been able to drone like a madman. And I gotta say, with 4 hatcheries full of production, look how much creep spread he has. He's about to be linked with this base. With 4 hatcheries of production with that many drones, well, a little bit more than that now. It's gonna be about 57 drones in total. I think he's gonna hold this Blink Stalker attack off completely fine. I know I'm almost calling it before it happens, guys, but HongUn is just a predictable player, and people have started to figure that out. Saw with the Overlord all these gateways. He knows absolutely everything that's going on now. Does he know about the Twilight Council? No. But who's he playing against? HongUn. I'm a little bit disappointed, to be frank with you guys. HongUn making a forward pylon here. He's going to attack this location first, but guess what? Lovesick's smart, so he knows that. He already has his roaches here. He's got his roaches rallied over here. This timing is really good, but Lovesick, I think, will hold this. Even if he loses his hatchery, HongUn's going to have no transition here. He's going to lose all of his stalkers afterwards. Then Lovesick can retake his 3rd base. Here we go. The engagement has started. HongUn with some good Blink Stalker micro. Also, great force fields. We'll see, man. HongUn may yet be able to make this work and save face here in the GSL. Lovesick going to engage here with his roaches. He doesn't quite have enough yet. 10 more about to pop. He does engage, but HongUn blinks on top of him as he decides to retreat. Drones now coming off the line, though. These roaches are doing a decent amount of DPS. Beautiful force fields from HongUn, blocking out all of those drones, but the roaches still doing a decent amount of DPS. The drones actually absorbing a decent amount of hits as well, but Lovesick's supply is plummeting. He's getting his roaches rallied over here, but that's actually not the right choice. In this case, you want to rally your roaches somewhere else, sacrifice this base. When you're in a dire situation like this, you sacrifice the 3rd, you collect all your roaches together in one bunch and fight with them. You don't rally them, because then you have 10 stalkers against 1 or 2 roaches over and over and over again until 20 roaches are dead. And HongUn's actually got a decent chance of winning this game now, I would say. Blinking on top of these roaches as Lovesick tries to micro them back. Looks like this could be the end for Lovesick in game 2. A very unexpected turnout. He scouted what was going on. GG. Wow. Huh. Well, if HongUn falls out in game 3, at least he gave us one of his classic shows of Blink Stalker play. That is HongUn for you guys. If you guys are new to the GSL and you haven't watched HongUn play, well, you just watched it happen. I would recommend some VODs. I mean, I recommended earlier, of course, him versus Fruit Dealer. He plays some macro games. Just some of his PvTs were pretty cool. He did use carriers. He was the first player to ever make a carrier in the GSL. Some trivia for you guys. But 99% of his PZs, not only on the ladder, but also in the GSL, end up this way. He makes 6 or 7 gateways. He makes Blink Stalkers, and he attacks. Lovesick knew it was coming, but he did not. Once he realized that hatchery was going to die, he should have tried to save his drones. He could have done it. You know, there were a lot of forces there, but he could have possibly saved his drones, got the roaches out there, sacrificed the hatchery, then been okay. Because then he'd be on 2 base against 2 base with better upgrades. In this case, no, he decided to fight with smaller roach forces, and HongUn killed him. Countdown is starting. Will HongUn be able to close this out and remain in the GSL, or will Lovesick kick him out for good? Let's find out. on Antigua shipyards.